What's up guys, welcome to another range day. Today we're going to be shooting the brand new XS Hunter integrally suppressed 22LR rifle from Spikes Tactical. Yeah, you heard that right. Spikes Tactical, the company known primarily for their extensive line of AR rifles and accessories, is making some big moves right now and branching out in a lot of exciting ways. One of the most interesting projects they've been working on is the XS Hunter rifle that we'll be talking about today. This is a highly customized rifle built on the Ruger 1022 platform with some incredible upgrades. Now before we dive in, I want to let you know up front that Spikes Tactical did reach out to me and provide this rifle to the channel for free in exchange for a fair and honest review. And when they reached out to me and told me what they were working on, I actually got pretty excited because this Ruger 1022 that you see here is actually the very first firearm that I ever owned all the way back in 1994. It's just as reliable now as it was back then, and the 1022 has always had a special place in my heart. So needless to say, getting the opportunity to try out this highly modernized variant of the 1022 was definitely an exciting opportunity for me. And I'm certainly not alone here in my love of the 1022 because the 1022 is one of the most popular rimfire rifles ever made since its introduction in 1964. But a lot has changed since then, and this XS Hunter rifle from Spikes Tactical is a great example of that. So to start things off here, we're going to get into the details of all the upgrades that went into the design of this XS Hunter rifle, and then we're going to talk about my experience with it on the range. Now the first thing you're going to notice is this really cool Magpul Hunter X-22 Stock, which has this impeccably cool gray tiger stripe camo from the factory. They offer a few different camo and Cerakote options, and they apparently do it all in-house, which is awesome. I really love the details and the fades between the colors here. It's just really well done. They've got an excellent Cerakote team over there. Now, as for the stock itself, it is very lightweight and extremely comfortable. It's much more ergonomic than the old-style wood stocks that I'm used to, and certainly a much more modern design. I added one of Magpul's QD sling points to the stock as well, which worked great. The rifle itself is so light at only about 6 pounds in the configuration that you see it in here with an empty magazine, that running a single point sling actually worked really well for me. Then we have the Ruger BX trigger pack, which is a significant upgrade over the heavy stock 1022 trigger. It's got a little bit of take up, a light and clean break, and a pretty short and tactile reset. We've got a really good trigger here, especially when you compare it to a standard 1022. Now in front of the trigger guard, we've got Ruger's extended magazine release, which is actually really handy. The stock 1022 magazine release was not at all designed with modern magazines in mind, so this is a great inclusion for sure. We've got an X-ring polished stainless steel bolt with a Spikes Tactical spider lasered on there, and a really clever ambidextrous charging handle. It can be moved to either side, which is actually really cool. I've always had the charging handle on the right side with my 1022s, but when I opened up the box and saw that it was already installed on the left, I decided to just leave it there because I actually found it to be more comfortable and intuitive than being on the right like I'm used to. The bolt setup also includes a dual recoil spring design, which they told me was done to make the bolt move more evenly rearward while the rifle is fired. In theory, this design should also help the rifle maintain precision accuracy over time, and the action itself is incredibly smooth. On top of the receiver, we have a 15 MOA integrated Picatinny rail, which works perfectly with my Leupold VX Freedom 2-to-7 scope. Now, saving the best for last, we have got to talk about this barrel, guys. This is truly the main attraction of the XS Hunter rifle. This is a 16 3/4 inch integrally suppressed match grade barrel that they call the Hitman 22. It's a super cool design, with the last 6 inches of the barrel essentially serving as the suppressor portion. This includes a steel blast chamber sleeve, 1 steel blast K-baffle, and 6 aluminum K-baffles arranged in a spiral keyed pattern. And since we're talking about rimfire here, it's important to note that all of this is completely serviceable using the included tool for disassembly. Alright, so with all the technical specifications aside, obviously it's a highly upgraded and eye-catching 1022 rifle, but with that integrally suppressed barrel, it must be extremely quiet, right? Let's find out. All right, so I'm out here on the range with the Spikes Tactical XS Hunter rifle. This is an integrally suppressed 1022 platform. Should be extremely quiet. I'm not even wearing ears today. It's gonna be a ton of fun, guys. Let's do this. That's ridiculous. I can't even hear the gun. I can only hear the steel. Let me shoot just into the dirt and hear how quiet that is. That is insane, guys. I don't know if you can tell, maybe based by the sound of my voice versus the sound of the gun firing, but that is just insanely quiet, completely hearing safe. Probably, I would say, the quietest gun that I own at this point. I can see the bullets traveling through the scope at the target about 40 yards uphill. This is awesome, guys. This is a ton of fun. Yeah, it's quiet. This thing is insane, guys. I absolutely love it. It is super lightweight and handy with a good trigger, fantastic ergonomics, and it's so quiet that I didn't need ear protection all day. I shot 500 rounds of CCI standard velocity ammunition, and the rifle itself performed perfectly. I did have a couple of feeding issues with some old BX-25 magazines, but those are well overdue for a cleaning and have given me issues in other rifles as well, so I'm confident that it was strictly a magazine issue there. The newer BX-15s that I use ran flawlessly, and the rifle is just an absolute blast to run. One of my favorite things about Suppressed 22 is the lag time between the initial shot and hitting the steel targets downrange, especially when the steel targets at 50, 60, 80, or even 100 yards downrange are often louder than the report of this gun. It really is that quiet. Now, to help demonstrate how quiet this gun is, I did a direct comparison of the Spikes Tactical XS Hunter rifle to my old school unsuppressed Ruger 1022. So let's hear that. It is awesome, guys. I mean, obviously 22 long rifle is nowhere near as loud as other centerfire rifle or handgun rounds, but I have sensitive ears and I would personally never shoot unsuppressed 22 without ear protection. 99% of the time, I don't even shoot suppressed subsonic 9mm without ear protection. But this thing didn't bother me at all with 500 rounds in a single session. It was honestly just a super fun and relaxing day on the range. So with all that being said, who is this thing for? Honestly, when thinking about everything that we just discussed, I think this is probably one of the most practical rifles in my collection, personally. The lightweight and ridiculously quiet operation would make it perfect for small game hunting or even garden, farm, or ranch defense from invasive critters. And even if you have a smaller property, being able to handle these types of things or doing a little bit of target shooting in your backyard without disturbing your neighbors is a huge benefit. More than anything, this is an absolutely perfect firearm to use to introduce new shooters. They can learn the basic fundamentals of marksmanship and firearm safety without any alarming or scary muzzle blast. And of course, I can also pretty much guarantee you that this thing is going to be a crowd pleaser at group range days. Everyone is going to want to take their ears off, give it a run, and hear how quiet it is. It is just so darn cool, guys. So that's the integrally suppressed XS Hunter rifle from Spikes Tactical, guys. I don't know about you, but I definitely did not see this coming from them. I'm so glad that they made this thing, and I can't wait to see what they do next. This has been a really pleasant surprise for 2025. This gun is easily the quietest semi-automatic rifle in my collection, and I can tell you for certain that I'm going to be shooting this thing all the time now. So that's going to be all for today, guys. I've got a ton of reviews on the way, including more PCCs, ARs, AKs, handguns, and shotguns. So remember to like and subscribe, ring the bell, stay tuned, and thanks for stopping by.